She's at a place in her life where peace is a priority and negativity cannot exist. She's no longer matching energy. She's simply removing herself from any situation that doesn't vibrate her soul. So if you start moving funny, she's moving on.
What's up, my Fina loves? This is Fina D coming to you all from Fina Tina News.
She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment.
Oh, she's taking it.
Now, all of this started when Nene was on Instagram Live, and she said this about herself.
Now, Nene was on Instagram Live, and people were making comments about her face, and she said this.
People be tripping. What happened to your face? What happened to yours? What happened to my face? Happy Thanksgiving. What happened to your face, babe? Get into it. Nothing, okay? Forehead is very wrinkled. Let's be clear. Why they claim Botox? It's a contour nose, honey. It ain't a bitch nose. You don't see the contour? You don't see the brown contour like that right there? You don't see the highlight there? You don't see the highlight right there? You don't see it? You don't see it? Get into it. Live. You don't see that contour? You're like, boy, get into this contour. Get you a makeup artist who know how to do that. Okay? I got my nose done, first of all, because I can, and the wheel, and I would get it done again if I want to. Yes, I have my nose done again.
Now, the reason why that Instagram Live was important and is important for me to include in here before we get into the current situation that happened is because Nene doing interviews, attempting to clap back at Kenya when she couldn't say certain things to Kenya more face and all of that. It's like, girl, before Kenya even said what she said when she did the Amazon Live with Candy, even you were on Instagram Live talking about, oh, it's just contour, you know, it's the filter, but I don't do nothing. You did all of that. So you can't pretend like it's only Kenya talking about this when you were just on Instagram Live going back and forth with people, basically telling you you have a new face and new nose and all of that. And then you admitted to having not one, but two nose jobs. Okay. So that's the reason why playing that Instagram Live was important. But you all remember when Kenya Moore sat down with Candy on Amazon Live to promote her book with her daughter, Brooklyn. This is what they had to say.
Do you still talk to Nene? Yes, I talked to Nene recently. Oh, really? Yes. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. Yeah, I can't believe it. Yeah. I talk to her on and off. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I've seen her out. You know, we'll give each other a hug. We'll talk tea. You know, obviously she's full of opinions, and I think, you know, listen, I hope Nene, I wish her all the best. I really do. Yeah. I think there's sometimes, you know, you hit patches and rolls and your life can derail, but I think everybody deserves a second chance. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, personally, I feel like let's just go ahead and give her flowers. I mean, she is amazing. She been looking great online lately. Yes. No, I haven't seen her in person. There you go. No, I've not seen her. I think she looks great. I think Nene looks great. I just need Nene to just back off of the filters and stuff. You know what I mean? Because y'all be doing the filters. No, not like that. Honey, this is natural, honey. I'll wake up looking like this. Ask Beyonce. Don't I wake up looking like this? Oh my gosh. No, I mean, we've all done too much editing to our photos, and we all do filters and things like that from time to time. But she definitely has amazing skin. She definitely, the wigs are together now. Like, she dresses crazy. Like, her wardrobe just looks so good on her body. She doesn't need the filters. She doesn't need the heavy editing. She doesn't. I've seen her in person. She doesn't need it. So I just think she needs to back off of that, and she's fine. But I love me some Nene, and I think that she deserves definitely a second chance at a new career.
You heard Kenya even admitted, hey, we all use filters and all of that, but not like that. Okay, and Nene, I've seen you in person. You don't need a filter. I mean, it was filled with compliments. But then you all remember that they ran into each other at the airport, even though they were both in London together. But they ended up running into each other at the airport. And it was all good, even though I heard that Nene was behind a paywall, okay, saying mess about Kenya that she wasn't able to say to Kenya's face. And then now she's promoting her new podcast and attempted to shade Kenya, and it fell flat. But let's go back to that airport reunion.
Oh my God, you guys. Look who I ran into. Not only was she in London, we all bumped into each other in the airport. Wait a minute, is this enough filter, Kenya? Is this relax on those damn filters. Is this enough filter, Kenya? This is skin. I hate it. This is skin. I don't have on any makeup. I'm gonna be not even lashes. That's right, no, so you don't need it. Not even lashes. You can't have a filter where it's all blurry. You can't even see the person's face. You run into him, honey. I done ran into her in the airport, and I am about to steal her luggage, honey. Thank you.
You can see Kenya kept the same energy. She said, yes, girl, I told you to lay off them filters. You don't need it, all of that. And she was laughing because when she said it with Candy, it wasn't coming from a negative or a disgusting place. So the laughter and happy and all of that spirit you saw in the airport, that's exactly the same spirit she had. But Nene, once again, it's like, oh, I'm going to laugh with you. But like I said, I'm going to go allegedly behind a paywall to talk about you. And then when she was on the Breakfast Club, she started talking about how, but all of these girls use filters. So for talk about, how great I am and give me props, but then throw shade. What are you even talking about? Because Kenya did say we all use filters, but not on the level of Nene. So she did admit to using filters and cleaning up her picture. So that's the first place she went wrong. Then Sierra from Love and Hip Hop, her podcast co-host kept pushing, trying to get a moment and shade. Basically, girl, we are doing all of these shows to promote our podcast. And the more negative you become, the more shade you throw. Our videos are going to be posted everywhere, and people are going to be aware of our podcast, and we need the views and promotion. So she kept saying, but when you saw Kenya at the airport, did she look good? Did she look her best when you saw her in person? And Nene attempted to avoid it a few times, but she kept asking. Then Nene goes, she didn't look her best at the airport. And regardless of it not being that deep, and that's Nene's opinion, I will say social media did not play, because that's one thing that everyone can agree on. They might come for Kenya, they might shade Kenya, but one thing that they all agree on is say what you want about Kenya Moore, but she is stunning. She is a beautiful woman. So we can even try to have this conversation here to even come for Kenya Moore looks, and social media let her have it. So I'm just going to stay on the positive side of things like I normally do, and read those comments of people just complimenting the way how Kenya look and all of that. And basically, let's stop the nonsense, okay? Because Kenya Moore is stunning, and she's beautiful, and we're not even about to go there, all right? She made comments. She did not lie. Nene know that she did not lie, because she was just on Instagram Live going after people who were questioning her looks. Like, girl. Kenya's message, if we listen carefully, was one of love and appreciation. There was no negativity. She essentially stated that enhancing something already beautiful is unnecessary. And here comes Nene with shade. So who is really bitter here? Nene is bitter and insecure. It was mostly nice things Kenya said, period. That's the same thing I got out of it. Kenya clearly stated, I've seen her in person and she doesn't need a filter. She complimented her dress game and said she looks amazing. How can people hear any negativity with all that positivity? Agreed. Both Kenya and Candy were showing her love. Thank you. Like I said, Nene was going to go this way. If the lady can jump on Instagram Live and go back and forth trying to prove that her nose that she had surgery on not once but twice, and then just recently admitted that she's going to get more work done. If she can get on Instagram Live and do all of that, then what made you think that she was going to let what Kenya said slide? You know, even in her birthday post, she threw a little shade in there. I mean, and also from a business standpoint, you don't have a podcast to promote and then have the perfect opportunity to allow these videos to go viral so people can ask, what is Nene Leakes up to? And then get to know that you have a podcast coming out and not talk about D. Kenya Moore. I mean, my goodness, she's hot topic. Like I said, Kenya even breathe and she makes the news. So this right here was also a perfect business move. Wait a minute, Kenya said this about you. Care to respond, even though she saw Kenya in person and it was all laughs and all of that. So this is not surprising at all that she tried to throw shade and it fell flat. If you're someone who listened to Nene Leakes response, she said something about all of these girls, you know, use filters to clean up their pictures. And she went on. And then she said, you know, I use filter and I am the filter. And it was crickets after she said that. And she had to say, okay, Kenya Moore, said Kenya name, snap her finger a few times to get some type of reaction out of the people in the room. She didn't gag anybody. There was no, ooh, shade. Nothing. It was like crickets after she said that. Then at the end, her friend, her co-host on the podcast, was the one who kept instigating. How did she look when you saw her at the airport? Nene tried to play it cool and she was like, no, how did she look? How did she look? Basically, girl, say something so these videos can pop. Okay, I need you to go ahead and throw some shade so these blog pages can repost us. What are you doing? That's what she was trying to do. Okay, and then that's when Nene said, well, she didn't look her best. And that's when people just went in the comment like, girl, please. Okay, it was the airport. Did you want her to look like at the airport, like she was going on the red carpet? You know, she looked stunning. She had that coat on.
Do you see this coat? Come on, man.
No shade. Kenya ate Nene up at that airport. LAL, no crumbs. Kenya is mad pretty and Nene is worked on. That's all. It's not even about eating this person up and who looks better and all of that. It's just, it was the airport. You want to be comfortable but still looking decent. She had a nice coat on. She looked good. Her hair and all of that. So I don't know why people are behaving like she was supposed to look like she was coming off the red carpet and all of that. To me, she looked great. So that's all. And also, I'm glad that it happened at the airport where it wasn't, oh, let's meet out for tea, like Nene said, and, oh, what can I do to outdress this person because this person threw shade at me? It was the airport. They were both dressed down. And to me, they both look great. So anyways, let's continue. It took surgery after surgery for Nene to look like a filter. Kenya was born a filter. Kenya has always been beauty. Okay, I need to stop that now. It's a compliment if someone said you don't need the filter. No shade there. I'm glad there are people out there that can see beyond the nonsense. More comments. It's a compliment if someone said you don't need the filter. No shade there. Right. I'm like, Kenya didn't take a dig. She actually complimented her. What's the issue? Why the shade? She could have said worse. Kenya is the original beauty queen. Let's cut the foolishness. Exactly. She will never be on Kenya's beauty. Stop it. Okay? Don't pit them against each other. She is my fave and so pretty. Absolutely. Naturally beautiful. Now, you can call Kenya beautiful, uplift her and all of that without putting Nene Leakes down. Kenya has always been beautiful. No filters ever needed. Kenya didn't lie though. Also, it wasn't shade. It's called constructive criticism. And of course, you had more comments, like that, but you get the point. It wasn't shade. And like I said, Nene and her girl, they're promoting their podcast, so I get it. And Nene also have every right to respond. You don't get to say things and then police how people respond, so it's all good. But on Kenya end, she's not tripping. I mean, some of the interviews and things were reposted on social media, and Kenya liked, some of them and all of that. So, like I said, it's all love. Anyways, I'm wishing all of you well, and take care.
You all for your love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also turn on notifications so when I do post, you're aware that I posted. And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.